yeah, novelty. So that's what
Yeah.
it talks about it. But it all stemmed, the film stemmed from that February 2021 wolf hunt. And that's where it affected the tribe.
Yeah. That's that was pretty powerful to me, and also that the pretty inherent connection that the tribe has with the, and they call the wolves brother, and in their language it's Meningan, right?
Mayingan.
Mayingan, sorry.
That's okay.
Mayingan.
Yeah.
And the name of the tribe again is called.
Well, they're the Anishinaabe people. And if you look at the Great Lakes, it circles around the Great Lakes. They're the Anishinaabe people, the Ojibwe. And they've lived up there for centuries with the wolf. And so those are the people they call him Mayingan. And it's in their creation story. They were together. I'm gonna, I can tell you the story, but they'll do it better,
Right.
and so what they did was in creation, they were by themselves, and then the creator said, "Here, I'll give you the wolf, the Mayingan, as your companion." So there they were, the original Anishinaabe man and the wolf, and they were naming all the animals, and they were working together, and then the creator said, "Well, it's time you went your separate ways," and so they went their separate ways. But he said to him first, he said, whatever happens to one will happen to the other. And so they're tied together. That's their spiritual story, their creation
Yeah.
story. And I feel that that should be honored. And like Jane Goodall said, there's a lot of spirituality there and a lot of connection. And I think when you come in with wolf hunting and stuff like that on a people that revere, you know, this animal, the wolf, is that right? They're spiritual, they're
Yeah.
brothers. So
I feel like in multiple ways we can kind of like dissect this too. Is that um you saw the podcast I did with David and how about the domestication of wolves to dogs. So I feel like in one aspect, it our dogs are our best friend, and then at the same time, another portion of that is that when we look at wolves in relation to us as ancient hunters, we were so aligned with them on the way that we hunted and how we hunted. It so makes sense that they're told in this creation story about how connected they are, because it actually kind of really shows in ancient history too how connected the wolves and the ancient people were, and our hunting styles were very similar, and we clearly had a very symbiotic relationship with them. It would be lovely to be able to maybe eventually come back to some sort of a symbiotic relationship. But and another part that I feel like we've chatted about in on Instagram a little bit back and forth is just that how sorry, lost my train of thought. But how they're so sentient, the wolves, that they have such a range of emotion just like dogs do. So the similarities are so intertwined between us, dogs, and wolves. I think it's just always such an important thing to highlight. And I think that, like you said, that with these indigenous people, we kind of owe it to them to give them the respect, and to not just have this, oh, because they're there, let's just let's just hunt. Like, they're not getting anything out of it. It's not like people who are deer hunting and using every aspect of that deer. Um, Deer are also kind of not sentient like wolves are. They're not social like wolves are, you know? So, um, I feel like all of those points come up when you told that story for me.
yes, and like Jane Goodall talks about, that the wolf in the film, she makes a point to talk about that they have feelings, that they would definitely miss a pack member.